What's your favorite color?
Wait, what's the color you know? What's the color you...
Come here. You deserve to be chased. So let him enjoy the pursuit.
You don't know pain until a month ago you were married and discussing children and discussing where you wanted to buy a house and what your next steps in your marriage would look like. And now today, just a month later, basically, you're on Tinder and everyone's asking, what's your favorite color and what do you like to do? And it's just whiplash. It's literally whiplash. A month ago today, I thought I had found someone that I was going to grow old with, through better for worse. I thought that I had found my person. And it's just crazy. I fuck Tinder. What's your Snapchat? I don't fucking have one. Like, get away from me. I just want those deep conversations again. I've always been such a hopeless romantic, and I've always loved love so much. All I've ever wanted was to find someone to fall in love with and build a family and have your house on a piece of land. I know so many people, so many women are the same way, but that's truly all I've ever wanted since as long as I can remember.
Yo, what is going on, guys? I hope you are all doing well. So on today's episode, we are going to be kicking it off with a clip from this woman who is complaining about dating after divorce. She says that she was a wife, and now she has been degraded to Chad's side chick over on Tinder, and she is not too happy about it. Also, guys, on today's episode, we will be doing an exclusive segment for supporters over on Locals. Guys, we are going to be covering some absolute nightmare fuel today of a woman who is 52 years of age, and she classifies herself as a cougar and says that other women hate her. So if you guys, you want that nightmare fuel, make sure to come and join us over there. But otherwise, guys, let's just jump right into today's episode.
You don't know pain until a month ago you were married and discussing children and discussing where you wanted to buy a house and what your next steps in your marriage would look like. And now today, just a month later, basically, you're on Tinder.
So what exactly happened then? Okay, because a minute and a half into this video, all we've done is complain and say how it's hard now to be a side chick for dudes on Tinder and that dating applications suck, which, by the way, guys, if you didn't catch that, this woman literally got out of her marriage and within a month she says she was on dating apps. So to me, it doesn't sound like you were wife material at all. You'll have girls get out of relationships and instantly go and get with a whole bunch of dudes, or start an OF account and things like this, and it just goes to show that if the man ditched you, he was right to do so. Or more often than not, these women leave, or they make the men opt out of the marriage. But hilarious stuff. Of course, guys, we don't mention why the marriage has imploded. We're just going to complain about it.
And everyone's asking, what's your favorite color and what do you like to do? And it's just whiplash. It's literally whiplash. A month ago today, I thought I had found someone that I was going to grow old with, through better for worse. I thought that I had found my person. And it's just crazy. I fuck Tinder.
If you didn't catch what she said just there, guys, let me pull it up so you guys can see the subtitles here. She says she effing hates Tinder. So she got out of her marriage, and a month later, we are on dating applications. That is our strategy. I think we covered a woman a little while ago, guys, who was like 50 years of age and did exactly the same thing. And to be honest, a lot of these women do the same thing. They're like, oh, well, you know, serious relationship is over, time to immediately head to dating applications. And it just immediately shows guys why the relationship wasn't worth it in the first place. If you're in a relationship with a girl and then immediately after you guys end, she's with another dude, or she's on an OF account, or she's on dating applications, I mean, that just says all that you need to know.
Tinder. What's your Snapchat? I don't fucking have one. Like, get away from me.
Get away from me, she says, as if she didn't match with these exact same men on the dating applications. Guys, notice how it's always like, I'm a victim of the things that I chose to do, right? So I match with these men, but at the same time, I want them to get away from me. It's like these videos are basically just made to garner sympathy, but if you think about them for 2 seconds, guys, you start to realize that none of it really makes sense, and all it's just trying to do is remove accountability from the person making it.
I just want those deep conversations again. I've always been such a hopeless romantic, and I've always loved love so much.
No, you haven't. Okay, guys, this actually happened on a recent video as well, where a woman said, I've always been such a romantic, or I'm a really romantic person. This is a gigantic red flag when women say this, okay? These same women who say that they're so romantic and, you know, they're... When was the last time do you think that they bought a man flowers? Right? You see what I'm saying? It's like they like romance, but they only like romance when it comes from dudes that they're highly attracted to. Okay, and chances are the dudes that they're highly attracted to aren't interested in giving you romance. Okay, notice how it's what's the word I'm looking for here? Conditional, right? The condition is that you have to be highly attractive for the romance to even matter. The romance of your husband didn't seem to matter. The romance of a wedding didn't seem to matter. Here we are a month later on Tinder. So make that make sense to me.
So much. All I've ever wanted was to find someone to fall in love with and build a family and have your house on a piece of land. I know so many people, so many women are the same way, but that's truly all I've ever wanted.
Yeah, so many women are the same way, but again, they misassign. They think that they are deserving of things that they are not. Okay? You want to be a housewife, you want to have kids, cool. Are you deserving of that? You see, women run into this problem, guys. They're like, oh, I want a traditional life. I want a traditional man. I want a guy who's going to, you know, spend a ludicrous amount of money to get me a house and provide and care for me. But at the same time, I want to be showing my body off on Instagram. Okay? At the same time, I still want to have dating applications on my phone. At the same time, I still want to have a bunch of male friends. Notice how the traditionalism only seems to go one way. And you could say, well, Taylor, you don't know this woman, okay? Maybe she doesn't do those things. This woman is sitting here in her car recording a TikTok about her failed marriage. Okay? What do you guys think is going to happen if a dude gets into a relationship with this woman, you know, and he thinks that their private life is private, for example? Again, traditionalism just goes out the window. Let me just share things on the internet that have no business being on the internet and wonder why my marriages and such fall apart.
Ever wanted since as long as I can remember, and thinking that you found that person you were going to do all that with, and now you're back to starting over and telling people what you like to do and your favorite color. And I'm just so past that. I was a wife and I still feel like I'm a wife.
Yeah, see, the problem is you're not a wife. Wives are not on Tinder, madam. Okay? I don't have any sympathy, guys. Like, I've seen so many of these videos where a woman will be sitting in her car and will ignore all of the logical points, okay? Notice how we don't talk about reality. We don't talk about why the marriage actually ended. You know, we don't talk about why we're on Tinder less than a month later. We don't talk about the fact that we are matching with these men, by the way. There's no accountability. There's no discussion of reality. And then they wonder, guys, like, they wonder why dudes move countries, okay? They wonder why men don't want to date them anymore. They wonder why marriages are absolutely plummeting. I covered a story, guys, for supporters over on Locals recently where, what was it? a bridal company had to declare bankruptcy for the second time in, I believe, 5 years, to the tune of like over $200 million. This is why dudes are just like, you know what? I'm out. I'm not interested. My wife, right, who I was with, 1 month later, she's on Tinder. What a fantastic society. Really, you know, really incentivizing men to get out there, I'm sure.
Wife, and I want to do wife things, and I want to have wife conversations. Like, don't get me wrong, getting divorced has shown me that I do want to have fun as well, because I really lost that part of me. Like, I do.
There it is. See, I hadn't watched this far in the video, guys, but here we are. Let's run that back, okay? This is where we start to get a little bit of the truth come out.
Getting divorced has shown me that I do want to have fun as well, because I really lost that part of me. Like, I do want to go to the club. I want to dance. I want to go out late at night. I want to go bar hopping. But I want someone to come home to.
Yeah, see, that's cool. You know, wanting to go out there and go clubbing and get attention from strangers. That's fantastic. That's good for you, madam. But that's not what wives do. Okay, that's not what real wives do. That might be what wives who get married for a little bit and then are on Tinder a month later. That's what they do, sure. But not actual wives. Again, guys, this is the first part of the video where we get a little bit of reality. And I want you guys to notice, how far into this video are we? Started here, we're, you know, 2 minutes. Yeah, we're 2 minutes into the video. And now we first just, you know, start discussing a little bit of reality and why the relationship might have ended. So we did 1 minute and 45 seconds, 1 minute and 50 seconds of sympathy building. And now I just want to be I want to be a 304, which is cool. Okay, I'm guys, you know, I'm all about equality over here. I am a true womanist. All right, if you want to go out there and you want to live like a 304, hey, that's totally cool. I don't give a crap. But the moment you start crying because you want a ring on your finger, sorry, men are not interested in having wives that act this way. And if they are, well, you know, we all know how that turns out.
And the few people I've talked to on Tinder, you know, they just want to know what your Snapchat is. I'm like, I don't have Snapchat.
I think there's like a solid chance she's lying about Snapchat, or she's about to get Snapchat. Like, Snapchat is going to be involved in this woman's life in some capacity in the near future, if she's not lying about it already, by the way.
I am just not cut out for this shit. I just want to find someone that wants to ride out this life with me. Through the better, through the worse.
What about your husband who you neglected to go clubbing? You know, there's always that option, the guy that was taking you seriously, but you want to go out here and you want to live your best life in the club and go bar hopping and get dressed up for the attention of random men. And you guys, you always hear this argument, okay? Oh, I get dressed up for myself to feel confident about myself. You know what you never see? You know, just women sitting at home in their dressed up outfits. Okay, but what do, guys? Here's what they do. They get dressed up, they go to the club, and they take photos of themselves. Now, if these outfits were truly for themselves, they would be sitting at home in their outfits, or they would be with a very small group of friends sitting at home doing something. Okay, I do not buy this whole, I do it for myself, it's my body confidence, blah, 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 because notice how these people's confidence is contingent on other random people, specifically men, giving them attention. And then they wonder why dudes don't want to marry them. Craziness, man.
Just wants to be with me and figure it out together. That is all I want.
Pretty sure your ex-husband figured it out. To be honest with you, he just didn't figure out what you wanted him to figure out.
And I can't believe that I'm literally starting over. I mean, it's just crazy. Who knows? Maybe my next person is on Tinder. I really doubt it, but that's what dating is like. I've never even dated. I met my ex-husband so young. I don't know what I'm doing right now. I really don't. Someone help me.
Guys, before we get into the next clip, someone help me. This is like this is really quite disturbing. Okay, like these videos, when you actually think about them for a second, they're women complaining, But there's also just an incredible amount of manipulation that goes into a video like this. Guys, I for the most part don't care what people do, as long as you're not harming other people. I couldn't care less. You can go identify as a whatever the hell, okay? Just keep that crap away from me. You can go out there and you can be a 304, cool, keep that crap away from me. The problem becomes when you start lying to people in mass, okay? Because you have women like this on TikTok who literally, I don't know how many followers this woman has, but a lot of them have a significant amount of followers. They're encouraging women to manipulate men. They're just, you know, proactively manipulating men themselves. And I don't know, guys, I think that's just a very, very, very poor recipe for wanting men to have relationships with you. But let's continue on to the next clip here. We have another divorced woman. This says, disaster dates by the divorcee, Dr. Surf continued. I think we covered a video from this woman recently. Let's take a listen.
Who wants to know how it went? I walk into the restaurant, and you know that I'm already considering this to be like the worst date ever. He's sitting at a table, and he is extremely good looking. So I sit down, and he has like a bright blue, like neon blue drink with like a shot next to it.
Before we continue, whenever I hear this stuff, I just, like, if this woman is on a date with a Chad, it sounds like, you know, a guy who's really attractive, you know, absolutely stunning in her words, you know, a guy who is really up there in the looks department, okay? The thing that I don't understand is why these men go on dates with these women. Like, to me, guys, I just view this as like a complete and utter waste of my time. If you're a dude who's really highly attractive, dating divorced women over the age of 30, 40, etc., and taking them out on dinner dates is craziness to me, guys. Like, I want to put this in perspective. You could not pay me money to do that. I refuse to sit across a dinner table from someone, particularly like a divorced person, 30, 40 plus years of age, and go through a dinner date with them. That is just not happening.
And I was like, who orders a blue drink? He was like, yeah, bro, like talking in like surf jargon. You know what I'm talking about? Like, yeah, like the waves were so like gnarly and stuff, you know? I'm like, how the is this guy a doctor? He sounds like such a numbskull, like total water on the brain. So then I started asking him some more like difficult questions, and then he was like, that's a really good question, and then he would answer it, and then I'm like, oh, he's actually kind of smart. I just said, why don't we order all the tacos on the menu, and then we can eat them, and then we'll rate them as we eat them. And so that's exactly what we did.
You see, I would rather do absolutely anything else with my time than to do that. I don't know about you guys, let me know in the comments, but that's craziness. And so she goes there, the guy is apparently a really good looking doctor, and she questions his intelligence. It's like, okay, because of his voice, we're going to question his intelligence, and then we're going to be surprised when he's actually a doctor. Again, I don't know why a very attractive guy who's a doctor is on this date, but, you know, the world is a mystery to me.
And it was so fun. It was super fun. So we drank margaritas and we taste tested tacos. And it was a great time. And it was super hot and not stupid. If I was going to rate this date, I would rate it at 7 out of 10.
Wait, so, this is terrifying, man. Holy. So this woman is on a date with a very attractive doctor who took time out of his day to go on said date, even when, let's be honest, he didn't have to. And this girl has the nerve to, number one, rate him as though he's not the prize in this situation, but number two, rate him a 7. Like, that's insane, man. That is insane. Let's continue on to the next clip here. What is this woman? We've covered this woman a couple of times. I'm prepared to just absolutely tune the hell out. So what does this say? Why am I not attracting men my age? Probably because the men that you want at your age are not interested in a lady, quote unquote. And I use that term incredibly loosely. such as yourself. But let's jump in.
Let's discuss why men my age don't seem interested in me.
Sure.
I just don't think that men in their 40s are looking for other women in their 40s. And maybe it's by that point we remind them too much of their ex-wives.
Okay, you made a good point in the first half, and now we just went into some nonsense. So yes, men are not interested in dating women their own age as they get into 40s. Okay, a lot of the guys who are 40, they go like, if you have an attractive guy who's 40 years of age, chances are he does not want to date women who are 40 years of age. Okay, and before, you know, the girls say like, oh, that's awful, he's just looking for a woman to manipulate. It's funny because the same girls that say that are the same women who, when they were younger, tried to date older men. You know, this is a it takes two to tango type of situation. Okay, I hear older women complain all the time that men their age date younger women and how it's creepy. But when they were the younger woman, they enjoyed all of the attention. So to me, I don't really see what the hell the problem is. It just looks like a lot of jealousy to me.
Or maybe they just like the look and the feel of a younger woman by their side. And that's an assumption that I make because I'm actually not sure if those 40-year-olds are only dating younger women or perhaps they're dating older women. My gut tells me it's not older women. My Hinge and my Tinder, the only people I'm matching with are people with a substantial age difference. I have not had a match with a man in his 40s in weeks.
Just want to pause here to say, for those of you guys who are watching who are in your 40s, good job, keep it up.
On Hinge, they're all, again, mostly 27. Today I got a 34-year-old, a 36-year-old. I got 2 matches on Tinder. One is 36 and one is 37. I'm 47. That is a substantial difference.
This woman is 47 years of age, and she's still getting more matches than the average dude, by the way, on these applications.
So I don't know. I mean, these are matches. I haven't started any conversations yet. I don't know.
Of course not, because why would we, right? We have to wait for the men to pursue us on these applications, even though we are 47.
Know if anything will go anywhere, but I am at a point where I'm looking for a bit of a longer term relationship. I think.
Oh man, I'm at a point, right? What are the other phrases that we use to, you know, we hear a lot when girls say this? So she says, I'm at a point. What's the other one that's common? I think it's, I'm at a stage in my life now where blank, I'm looking for blank, right? So we're 47, and now is the now is the time we're looking for something serious. That is crazy. That is absolutely crazy. How do you get to 47 and you're like, wait a minute, I think I might want something serious now? This is like the worst time. Like, it amazes me, guys, how girls just don't understand men at all. I tell you what, I was thinking about this earlier today, guys, but, you know, we've had this new wave of, like, AI and stuff like this, and I think I saw Better Bachelor do a video on dudes, like, setting up fake AI women and scamming dudes on, you know, on whatever it was, right? Hilarious stuff, okay? Because what's going to happen to a lot of these girls who don't understand what men want, and this is, you know, it depends on how you look at this, but they're just going to get taken. Like, AI is just going to replace a lot of women, to be honest with you. Okay, because a lot of girls just don't understand what men want. They're incredibly unpleasant. You know, they treat men like garbage, and they're still looking for their Prince Charming when they're 47 and they started at 45. I tell you what, a lot of guys are just going to say, you know, when all this AI stuff continues to come out, dudes are just going to rather have AI wives rather than real ones. Okay, because particularly in the West, there's not a lot of wife material, it seems. But guys, we are going to be leaving today's episode there. We're going to be continuing on to the next segment over on Locals. So if you guys are interested in becoming supporters over there, make sure you join us. But guys, Locals is also free to join as well. So if you're someone who doesn't like YouTube, you don't like watching YouTube, which I don't blame you, make sure that you come and join us over there. It's free to join as well. It's just that there will also be extended segments over there for members also. But guys, we're going to be leaving it there. Make sure you take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you all in the next episode. Peace.